Okay, what's up, guys? So, What Culture Wrestling has uploaded a video called 8 Disturbing WWE Raw Moments You Totally Don't Remember, alright? Now, I've been watching wrestling for about 10 years now, and I don't know, I haven't really ever seen a disturbing, like, Raw moment or just wrestling moment, period. I mean, I would say all of that kind of just maybe happened in the 90s. Like, I can't remember it. They might have something in there. Like, I've watched a lot of episodes of Raw, SmackDown, wrestling all together, even ECW, a little bit of NXT and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. They might have something in here that actually happened while I've been watching it and stuff. But if not, then yeah, that all happened when like during the Attitude, or not Attitude Era, but the Ruthless Aggression era and stuff. So before that, or like in the end in the 90s and things. So, anyways, well, actually, yeah, didn't it come out in like 90, 92, I think. So I don't know. Let's see what they talk about.
Running for over 23 years. During that time, it's seen some very disturbing moments. A lot of these have become infamous for good and for bad. Moments like Hawk falling from the Titantron, Undertaker crucifying Steve Austin, Katie Vick, and Mae Young giving birth to a hand are weird, but you've heard them so many times. They're indelible parts of wrestling lore. Here is a handful of unsettling Raw moments that you might have forgotten, or at the very least will wish you had. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 8 disturbing Raw moments you totally don't remember. Number 8, Eugene gets shaved. So we've talked about Eugene before.
Oh yeah, I remember Eugene. I wonder what he's doing now.
But hey, say this about Eugene, most of the time he came out on top and he was never too mistreated by those evil baddies. He was just a guy having fun, right? Well, except for this time. It was in the lead up to WrestleMania 23 and the Battle of the
Oh yeah.
Either Vince McMahon or future presidential candidate Donald Trump would have to be shaved bald. To build fan loathing for Vince, on the March 19th, 2007 episode of Raw, he booked Happy Eugene in a match with Umaga. After being distracted by the barber's pole before the match because he's got special needs, the poor guy was absolutely crushed, and then in storyline, a disabled person was strapped crying into a barber's chair, and while he was choked, he had his head forcibly cut and shaved. WWE are now in a charitable partnership with the Special Olympics, and does that partnership include free haircuts? Number 7, Mickey gets Trish a present. Most of us remember the Mickey James-Trish storyline. Mickey James was in love with Trish, becoming an obsessive stalker.
Oh yeah, I remember like hearing about it, but I didn't watch it.
Always has a flame with fire on in the office. It's a classic. But do you remember this weird bit from the March 20th, 2006 episode of Raw? Mickey took to the ring with a giant wrapped present, a no hard feelings gift, and inside was Trish's friend Ashley, bound and gagged with a broken leg. It was super weird, but full credit to James, she sold the crap out of it, and it actually ended up being good disturbing rather than bad disturbing. The segment ending with Mickey, blood streaming from her nose, planting a kiss on unconscious Trish Stratus. Fun fact, the next month before their match at Backlash, Trish returned the favor by kidnapping Mickey's ex-boyfriend Jack. A Jack in a box.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh. Number 6, Trish offers up Christie. So turns out Hall of Famer Trish Stratus is really messed up. On the April 25th, 2005 episode of Raw emanating from Birmingham, good old England, God save our gracious, etc., Viscera and Trish Stratus went on a date. Viscera was going through his world's largest love machine phase and his full 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah. It was Viscera, I think, and then it was like afterwards it was Big Daddy V. Rest in peace to that guy, because I know, yeah, he passed away some years back. But yeah, seeing him in wrestling, I remember the few times I did see him on wrestling shows. I think he was on SmackDown up until he retired. But yeah, I was like, it was crazy seeing him wrestling things. It was good. You always had something to watch. It was pretty cool seeing him and stuff. But
for a date with this roll of condoms, that is a whole lot of fucking there, pal. Now, Big Daddy V was a creep, absolutely no doubt about it. But dang it if Trish Stratus didn't manage to one-up him in the appalling department. Instead of him having sex with her, Trish Stratus suggested, and these are her words, I can take that Christy Hemme and just knock her out, and you can just, I don't know, do whatever.
Wow.
Hey, cool, Trish. Hey, cool, that's rape you're talking about. Number 5, Patterson and Briscoe, dirty old men, aka Bad Touch the match. Patterson and Briscoe are no stranger to humiliating themselves for our viewing pleasure as Mr. Mac and his bumbling stooges. Well, on January 18th, 1999, they went from harmless oaths to sex pests in a comedy handicap match against China. Normally the man-on-women matches make us cringe a little bit, but China had just so much physical presence that her duking it out with the guys never really felt unacceptable. What's a little unacceptable is what happened near the end. After Briscoe throws a handful of powder in China's eyes, an excellent tactic that I've been known to use to effective and handsome success, then while the ninth wonder of the world was flailing blind, both men took the opportunity to fondle her. The men each have a go grabbing her bum, and then, just to make us all extra awkward, they have a little play with her boobies. Just a little wobble on her boobs. Thankfully, she then absolutely destroys the two-handsy perverts, but still...
Yeah,
Number
that's
4,
crazy,
Eric
man.
Bischoff, Lady Killer. Hooray for a hat trick of unwanted sexual advances. Yay! On the 18th of August 2003, Eric Bischoff, who used to be my hero before he betrayed me for that Daddy Longlegs cosplayer, broke into Vince and Linda's house, their actual mansion in Greenwich, to further his feud with Shane McMahon going into SummerSlam. There he found Linda McMahon, who was just coming off a neck injury, held her hands behind her back, remarked that she was a, quote, rather big-breasted beauty, and then he kissed her before demanding he show her the bedroom. Vince McMahon produced that segment. He was in the room while the man who ran WCW against him kissed his wife. Weird guy. Fun fact, Bischoff also forced himself on Stephanie once, so Eric Bischoff is 2 for 4 with the McMahons. And to be honest, we don't know for sure that him and Shane or him and Vince have never gone for dinner, split a bottle of wine, and, just saw what felt right. Number 3, Diesel gets a casket. Time for some classic disturbing now, and all the way back to March 18th, 1996. Diesel was all set to battle The Undertaker at WrestleMania 12. The two had a weird feud involving Diesel being dragged under the ring and then later destroying one of Taker's caskets. When this happened, Big Daddy Cool was squashing famous jobber Barry Horowitz when Paul Bearer rolled a coffin down to the ring. After the match, Diesel opened the casket to find himself, a waxed model of his body and face covered in creepy plastic. That is actually still genuinely unsettling, more so than Jack the Jobber's laugh, and that is saying something. I hate you, Jack, I hate you. Number 2, Dennis Knight gets sacrificed. Oh, Undertaker, you creepy little sausage, you panto Charles Manson, what do you like?
Yeah, it's like Undertaker. Undertaker, he would be doing like some, I wouldn't say it's disturbing, but he'll be doing like some eerie stuff. Like, he takes that dead man thing, like, to the furthest it can get. Because it's like, I don't know, since I've seen him on the wrestling scene, it's like, yeah, he done did some, crazy things before. Like, I know, I would say, okay, maybe the one disturbing thing that I remember from wrestling, when he put people in that submission hold, and it's like, he'll have his legs a certain way, then he's like pushing their head against, or their like neck against his, like the shin of his leg, and then they would be bleeding from the mouth. I would say that those would be the disturbing things I remember watching and stuff. But other than that, yeah, I can't really remember anything else. Anyways, back. Alright, there we go.
During his Ministry of Darkness run, as we mentioned, crucifying Stone Cold Steve Austin, kidnapping a bunch of women, whipping Christian with a belt, each one sexier than the last. This is definitely one of the weirdest things he did, but it's probably one of the ones talked about least. This is Dennis Knight before he digivolved into Midian, who then used the crest of exhibitionism to become Naked Midian, his ultimate form. God, Digivolve was great. Now, Knight became Midian via a sacrificial ceremony on the January 11th, 1999 episode of Raw. Knight had been kidnapped by the acolytes, kept in a dungeon, and now was being strapped to a table. Undertaker spoke in tongues, cut his own wrist, which bled into a cup. Dennis Knight then drank the Undertaker's blood, was renamed Midian, and the ministry symbol carved into his chest. Raw was really, really, really weird in the late 90s. And number 1, Terry Runnels loses a fake baby. Hooray for awful, tasteless nonsense. January 4th, 1999. You might remember that Raw as the one where Mick Foley won his first ever WWF title to the loudest pop ever. One of the best Raw moments of all time, and about half an hour beforehand was one of the worst. Terry Runnels was part of a stable with Jacqueline called Pretty Mean Sisters, PMS, do you get it? She was kayfabe pregnant at the time. D'Lo Brown was wrestling Ed, and Terry Runnels got up on the ring step. She got into a verbal confrontation with D'Lo Brown, and then she fell to the arena floor and started clutching her stomach and wailing as she was strapped to a gurney. Then, backstage, a doctor listened to her womb and said he couldn't hear anything.
Wow.
A miscarriage live on TV. That is the worst thing. Now, it later transpired that Terry was never pregnant and that she was lying about the whole thing. But at that time, on the night when Mick Foley won the title, one of the most important episodes of Raw in Raw history, fans were told that a lady had just lost her baby. And the worst part about it, that wasn't the last time that WWE did a miscarriage.
Yeah, it was with Lita.
Famously,
yep.
In 2004, Lita got pregnant by Kane and then lost This time, they pretended like the miscarriage was real. What a company. And that's our list.
Yeah, that ain't something to joke around with.
Here, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, that ain't something to joke around with, because there be women out there that actually would have miscarriages and stuff. And it's like, it's one thing for it, because it's like wrestling, they try to have that stuff like seem like that it actually is, like you see it, it's live. It ain't like a TV show, like that's they got the cameras, they ain't no live audience or any of that stuff or something. I don't know, but it's like they do that, and it's like, nah, you can't do stuff like that. Like, miscarriages are serious things. So it's like, they shouldn't have done that. I remember the Lita one, because I think I remember I had watched the Matt and Jeff Hardy story. I remember I just watched, like, I was heavily into the Hardy brothers and stuff. So I was watching like a lot of their like previous time in wrestling and things. And I remember when they talked about that, and I was like, yeah, that was a little bit too far. Like, at the time, you're a kid and you just watching it for the matches and stuff, and then when you actually like pay attention to things, and then you're all like, dang, that's what, like, I mean, yeah, you kind of like know what's going on, but it's just like you don't take it as serious as you do now when you actually like you see that stuff happen. And so it's like, yeah, it's sad seeing that type of stuff happen. But it's like something like that to actually, have in wrestling, they shouldn't have done that in both segments and things. So for them to do it a second time, let's just hope that there's not a third time that they do it and things. But anyways, yeah, this is a really interesting video. Like, yeah, that Undertaker sacrifice thing, that would be a little bit eerie. Like, cutting your wrist and then having a man drink it, and he becomes this, like, alternate person and stuff. And so on. It's just, yeah, they have... Then that China one, they was like fondling her with that dust in her face and things. Yeah, they shouldn't have. Just some things WWE that I would say that they're not proud of and stuff before this whole PG era that they're going through with. But yeah, they should have rethought some of the things that they did back then. And so yeah, it's that's WWE for you. And then yeah, the one when that Eric Bischoff guy kissed up Vince McMahon's wife. That wouldn't. And then it's like the fact that Vince McMahon produced it. Like, he was standing right there in the house. Like, I'm not that. That's a no, can't do. That storyline's out the door. We're not going through with that. So yeah, it's there's just some things at WWE that they do, and it's like, it's kind of like, really, that they really go through with that. But anyways, good video, What Culture Wrestling. I found that very, very interesting and things. And yeah, I'd say the only time I've seen disturbing stuff is when Undertaker put people in that submission hold and had them bleeding from their mouth. Because I remember he did that to Big Daddy V, and I think he also did it to Mark Henry and things. So yeah, it was. I would say that those would be the only disturbing things that I remember seeing in WWE since I've been watching it. But maybe some of you guys might have seen some disturbing stuff since then, or from 2006 all the way to 2016. But me, I say the only thing I remember is that submission hold that Undertaker was doing. But anyways, good video, What Culture Wrestling. Make sure everybody you go subscribe to them for more videos like this. This is a really, really good video. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to them. They got 912,000 subscribers. They need to hit that million. So yeah, let's get them to a million and things. But in that being said, I will talk to you guys later. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you are new, please like and subscribe. And peace.